Hello all you wonderful specimens, and welcome to the channel. For anyone who's new, my name is Dave, and recently I've been working on a lot of large charcoal and graphite drawings. In this particular video, I'm kind of taking a more artistic approach to the canvas. I'm not going to focus too much on details or keeping the canvas clean when I'm working. I just want to have as much fun as possible and really enjoy the process. It will be quite a dark image, and I'm going to try and focus a lot on the contrast. So over the last month, when I've been making the previous videos and doing the other drawings, I've had this whole chord case just playing away in the background. I've been listening to it from pretty much start to finish. So, although this video might seem a wee bit clickbaity, I really do feel I have a sense of attachment to Johnny Depp just from following the court case, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can almost identify with the drama surrounding this case. I'm just Dave. I have a few bob in my pocket. I have enough to keep me going until the end of the month, These two are Hollywood superstars, mega rich, But I suppose the issues they have, I think a lot of ordinary people can relate to that, I suppose the one thing I really identified from the court case is the use of drugs and alcohol, Johnny Depp being a very experienced drug user and pretty much an alcoholic. This man pretty much has a lifetime of drug and alcohol abuse, When Amber, she's only a young girl, she wouldn't have the same experience with using heavy drugs as this man would, So it impacted her. And as much as I can't stand the woman as a result of watching the trial, like I really, really can't stand this girl, I can't feel but sympathetic for her either, Like her whole entire life has been broadcasted to the world due to due to her own doing, but she's still a young girl, and damn, like that girl's a stride, man. How do you come back from something like that, But then again, she did what she did, and Johnny's life has been pretty much destroyed to a certain extent, The verdict came back. The guy's not guilty. I even made up my own mind he wasn't guilty just from watching all the evidence and that, For somebody to accuse you of that kind of stuff, that's awful. That's absolutely awful. So yeah, Johnny, who you may never actually watch this video, but maybe some of your fans will. Johnny, I'm going to dedicate this particular canvas to you, man, I hope you can continue to be an inspiration to a lot of people around the world. And yeah, man, this is your time now to move forward and just enjoy life, man. Enjoy the arts. Keep making movies. Keep playing music. Just have fun. Okay, that's enough waffling on for me now. Where are we in the drawing here? So yeah, as I said, I'm not going to focus too much on detail just yet anyway. I'm just going to be as loose as possible with the charcoal, and I'm pretty much just going in with just solid black charcoal, and I'm just working them tones out into lighter tones. This is a fun approach to using charcoals. I'm using obviously makeup brushes again. I do go into a lot of detail on how I use makeup brushes with charcoal in some of the previous videos, so if you want to go back, give them a wee watch, give you a better understanding of just the process. But yeah, I'm actually playing around with the idea at the moment of making some future videos on maybe not using brushes, just using my fingers and maybe mixing a little bit of water, coffee, tea, all that fun stuff with charcoals, and just seeing what results I can get from it. So in the particular image that I'm kind of using as a reference here, his hands is the main focal point in the drawing. They're bang in the center. So I decided to start off with the hands. I'm not too concerned about finishing the hands, but once I have them laid out, I can kind of keep referring to the hands, and it'll give me an indication where I am in the drawing. So just being as loose as possible, not focusing on one specific area, just getting little bits and pieces done, and then I'll just keep chopping and changing all around the drawing. And I love this way of working. I don't know, it's kind of a messy way of working, but I like this way of working. It's fun. If you can learn anything from that court case, don't take drugs. Oh man, I was laughing away to myself. Like, and I don't know how crazy these people must be, but like, there was she took a load of magic mushrooms and ecstasy, and her stomach was a little bit upset, so she left. Like, did you ever hear as much? Oh, I can't even say the word. So, like, Johnny Depp's getting ridiculed for being this like I don't know, describe him being this like full blown drug addict, and raging alcoholic, very violent man. We all know this isn't true. Yes, he has some serious issues, but but man, for her, it's okay for her to take a load of ecstasy and take a load of magic mushrooms. Like, oh man, I never heard of so much stupidity, in my life. But oh god, all you can do is laugh. I remember I remember when I was back in college, I had two very close friends at the time, and they loved each other sort of dead. But you couldn't go out for a night with them because it was an absolute disaster. Once they had a few drinks into them, they'd end up, or there'd be screaming matches, they'd end up killing each other, and it got to the point where I just didn't feel comfortable going out with them because I knew what the outcome was going to be. So when I was kind of relating back to my experiences with my friends, like, I was trying to put Johnny Depp and Amber Heard into context. It's pretty much the exact same. The only difference is these guys have mega millions. And there's definitely one man keeping very quiet, Mr. Musk. I think he might have had a few stories that could have shed some light on the whole situation a wee bit better. I just find it so bizarre that it's just kept quiet this whole entire case, because I have read some information on him, and yeah, it's a funny one. Where am I? Okay, back to the drawing. So yeah, just getting in the hair like that. Not really too concerned about all the little individual strands. I'll put that in later in the drawing with the eraser. But this particular drawing, I quite like it because it's not your typical picture of Johnny Depp, and I don't know what it was, man. I think it was just his eyes in the picture. I was really drawn to his eyes. I don't know, because I think we're so used to seeing kind of images of Johnny Depp when he was young and he was almost like this sex symbol. But now the man's a lot older and he's getting old. And when I was studying this picture, I could just see this kind of older dude. I could see some sadness in his eyes, and yeah, age is a funny thing. So yeah, the drone is really starting to take shape now. I'm at that stage in the drone where I feel like I need to start adding in a wee bit more contrast. And what this will allow me to do is allow me to see the tonal structure a lot better. So I'm going to start darkening up the whole right side of the canvas, and I'll use all that excess charcoal dust or powder as a palette, and I can just start dragging all the wee tones in. It's weird when I'm doing these drawings, especially when it's a portrait. You know, I spend hours and hours, days on end, studying this, studying the same image. You know, so just referring back to that court case again. You know, I'm listening to the court case, and I'm listening to all the details in the case, all the past experiences, you know, and it's an amazing process that I can't even explain, but it's almost like I'm incorporating all my own emotions from watching it into the drawing, you know. You can see there now, I've just brought up the kind of contrast there on the right hand side of the drawing, but I haven't blacked it out entirely. I've just kind of left a gradient, and the reason I did this was I wasn't entirely sure, do I want to just black it out, or do I want to have I don't know, a softer background. So I decided to leave it the way it is just for a wee while, and then I can kind of figure out what direction I want to go with that particular part of the canvas. I'm not going to lie, the bandana was an absolute nightmare to do. Took quite a lot of work, just kind of doing the bandana. So I actually went in with a charcoal pencil, and I just loosely kind of, I don't know what, coloured it in or marked it in, and then I used my smallest makeup brush, and I just brought up the tones and shaded it out a wee bit more. You know. In the actual image or that I'm referring to, I could just barely make out some of the hair strands, so I just went with this. I'm not actually copying it from the image. I just kind of decided I'd just bring another little dimension to the canvas, so I decided to throw in a bit of hair. Yeah, I actually, one of my friends called into the studio, and they were just having a wee look at the drawing, and it was funny. She said to me, she said, I love the way you captured Johnny praying, you know. And I had to take a look at her, and I goes, "Are you mad? He's not praying. It looks like he's sparking up either a spliff or he's sparking up a rollie, you know. He's having a smoke." Oh, but yeah, I suppose, you know, it does look a wee bit like he's he's saying a prayer, but I don't know. I don't think Johnny Depp would be the praying man, you know. But who knows? I'm sure when he was in maybe some of his, going through some of his darkest times in his own kind of recovery journey, who knows what he might have turned at. So on the particular shot, there was a lot of detail, but I do want to kind of keep it a more I keep saying artistic-y, and what I mean by that, just keep it loose. So I decided not to incorporate all the details into the shot. I wanted it almost like it was kind of like a blurred effect. So I just roughly marked it out, and then I'll leave that there for a while, and I'll come back and I'll use the eraser and just put in a few little highlights and a few little details just to emphasize that it is a short. But wow, yeah, it's really come to life there now. Just time to, it's at that stage now where all the blank spots that I've left, I'm going to go back in and start kind of covering them and making sure that the whole canvas is covered. I do use the background as a palette, so I always go back and just put a fresh layer of charcoal over it, just so it has a nice solid black. If you're ever doing this in the future, always keep all that charcoal dust, because you can use that for maybe your next couple of drawings. So I'm just using my favourite brush here now. It's a small little hard brush, and this brush is fantastic for detailing. So because we're working with hands, you have all those little crinkles and creases in the hands. So yeah, you really want to spend your time just kind of emphasizing them. I love looking over these videos just when I'm getting ready to do the voiceover, because it's like a little journey. Like I would have spent about a week working on this canvas, and I'm just sitting here reflecting on the whole process. It's fantastic how it all comes together. Or if you're new to art, or you're new, or whatever that you're into, or maybe you're just here because there's a picture of Johnny Depp, who knows? But give it a go. Seriously. It's good fun. And who knows, you might even enjoy the process yourself. So one of my little signature things I like to do in all my charcoal drawings is I put a layer of graphite powder over absolutely everything. I don't want any white on the canvas at this stage. Everything has to be covered. So any of the areas that I would have left white, they're going to have a nice little soft layer of graphite powder on it, and this will allow me to erase, and it just means that now anything that you erase will be your lightest tone, and it'll be just a nice gradient all the way up to black, solid black. This really is my favourite part of the process. It's just amazing when you're doing it. Just watching it come to life in front of you. The difference the highlights make, it's unbelievable. I suppose this is how you kind of bring a canvas to next level, you know. It's all about contrast. So we're pretty much coming to the end of the video, and yeah, thanks Johnny for for giving me a wee bit of inspiration for this particular video. I very much enjoyed the process, and yeah, I really hope you can move forward in your life and just have as much fun as possible. just tidying up some of the wee black areas here now before I give it a spray down. I'll try to spell my name right this time. I nearly spelled it wrong in the last video. So depending on what you're doing with your drawing, again, I will cover this maybe in some future videos, but for now I'm just using some Ultra Bond hairspray just to seal the canvas, to seal the charcoal and graphite to the canvas, and this will stop it from smudging when it's rolled up. But there are other methods of sealing, kind of more on a more professional level, using lacquer and different adhesives. Oh, that's a hard one to say. But yeah, want to thank you all for taking the time out to watch the video. If you have any comments, just drop them below and I'll get back to you. And please give the channel a subscribe. It really helps me in the early days promoting myself. And there should be a link there to go back and watch the previous video. Alright, see you later. Take care.